You know, I feel fortunate to have been covering the Bulls at that time and being so close to watch this transformation of this young man just becoming the greatest basketball player that's ever played. Nothing could ever stop him from winning. It was all about winning. The flu game, they called it. It could have been the pizza game because he thought it was food poisoning, and he looks horrible. He could barely talk, you know, and I didn't want to keep asking about how you feel, this and that and the other. I could just see it in his eyes. I think he realized the situation. You have an opportunity to win a championship, and it can go away. We're not going to wait till you get better and then play the next week. The thing that always brought the greatness out in him was a challenge, and he was just zoned in, and there was nothing that was going to stop him from playing his best and winning that basketball game.
A dramatic sunset here in Salt Lake City. A fitting backdrop for this pivotal Game 5.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Delta Center for Game number 5 of the NBA Finals with the Chicago Bulls and our Utah Jazz. And now, introducing the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls. Wearing number 13, the starting center at 7'2" from New Mexico, Luke Longley. On the guard line, number 9, at 6'6" from Miami of Ohio, Ron Harper. Wearing number 33, starting forward at 6'7" from Central Arkansas, Scottie Pippen. Wearing number 91, starting forward at 6'7" from Southeastern Oklahoma State, Dennis Rodman. And at guard, number 23, at 6'6", from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. The Bulls are coached by Phil Jackson. Starting forward, number 3 at 6'7", from Long Beach State, Brian Russell. At guard, number 14 at 6'4" from Iowa State, Jeff Hornacek. The starting center wearing double O at 7'2" from Kansas, Greg Ostertag. On the guard line, number 12 at 6'1" from Gonzaga, John Stockton. Starting it forward, number 32 at 6'9" from Louisiana Tech, the mailman, Karl Malone. The head coach for Utah Jazz is Jerry Sloan. Once again, your Utah Jazz.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals set to get underway in front of a raucous Jazz crowd here in Salt Lake City, Utah. With former player Clark Kellogg, Coach Mike Fratello, and reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Coach, Utah with the chance to take a 3-2 lead in this series.
And the Bulls do not want to go back to Chicago having to win both games. They need Michael Jordan at his best. He's hoping to rebound from what was a subpar performance by his standards in Game 4.
And that might be tough. We're getting a report, Clark, that Jordan is battling a severe illness tonight. We didn't know about it until right now.
Certainly not something the Bulls wanted to hear or see. As dominant as John Stockton has been in the past 2 ball games, Chicago's stars need to match his play. If MJ is less than 100%, a lot of that load then falls on Scottie Pippen.
You're right, he's going to have to step up. So taking the floor for the Bulls, it'll be Ron Harper and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman man the forward spots. And at center, Luke Longley. For the Jazz, John Stockton will be at the point with Jeff Hornacek at the 2. In the front court, we have Brian Russell, Karl Malone in the center, Greg Ostertag.
And guys, I think it's already safe to say Jordan does not have his usual energy tonight.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. And here's Stockton. Hornacek outside. Pass to Malone. Rodman with the block.
And Rodman has so much energy on defense, using it to come up with the block.
Here's Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Putting a little mustard and spice on that slam.
He did. Well said, Clark. His guys encourage him to go up hard, and he did.
And you can see why, given that kind of finish.
Now, here's Stockton. Stockton draws the double. Passes to Malone. Shot clock at 5. With a step back. And they recover it. The Jazz with another miss.
And he knows he's got to convert in these situations. No excuse given the limited defense on him.
Well, that's an easy, effortless make right at the rim.
Yeah, you know this. You usually get only looks like this in the layup line. The defense has to make it harder on him right there.
And, of course, Coach, all eyes on Michael Jordan as we try to get a sense of how his illness is affecting him.
Shouldn't take long to find out, Kev. Once he gets a few minutes under his belt, we'll see if he has the energy to keep going.
Yes, sir. It's his first trip to the line.
A strong wing. Russell wants to guard the other team's best player. That's a rare quality.
Here's Jordan. And there's the call on Karl Malone. That is his first foul of the game. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
Tell you what, early in the game, these kinds of plays can really set the tone.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Here's Jordan. That's 2 in a row for Michael Jordan. He's just not allowing this flu to affect his game. And so Stockton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 4-point game. Russell against Pippen. And the pass to Hornacek. 6 on the shot clock from 12 feet out. And it's Malone missing. And coach, for Scottie Pippen, the effects of his foot injury, you can see, are still lingering.
Yeah, he hasn't been as explosive as we're used to. He's been in more of a post-up role for them in the past few games.
Here's Stockton following the basket by Michael Jordan. Hornacek outside. That one misses. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Jordan inside. Guarded by Malone. The shot's good from Jordan.
Well, I love the fact that they are looking to keep building onto this lead. They want to extend it, hoping to break the game open if they can.
It won't happen all at once, but little by little, they are executing and starting to open the lead.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. Michael Jordan really making a difference here.
They simply have no answer for him right now, and he's making them pay dearly for it.
It's been a slow start here for Utah. Trailing here by 8. Stockton passes to Ostertag. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Stockton. The Jazz again can't hit it. And Clark, after a few quiet games to start the series, John Stockton's been sensational since the series has come back to Salt Lake.
I think you got to attribute some of that to playing at home, good home cooking. You know, we always talk about John Stockton's assist, but in these finals, his defense has been as good as his passing.
It has. And here's Stockton following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Stockton the pass to Ostertag. Shoots over Longley. Ostertag, no good. And the Bulls with possession. They've got a 13-2 run goal. Another make by Jordan. The flu not seeming like it's much of a factor.
Their scoring has been a problem. been tough to handle.
And it's enabled them to establish a substantial lead and early going.
And the Jazz call time here. And the Bulls have to overcome Jordan's illness. For more on that, let's now go to our sideline reporter, David Alton.
Thanks, guys. With Michael Jordan struggling, the Bulls training staff is doing all it can to keep him hydrated. They've given him plenty of fluids and are considering an IV. It means the Bulls will need guys like Pippen, Rodman, and Harper to step up, especially on defense, because they're facing a red-hot Jazz team. John Stockton has been dominant since this series came to Utah. Guys?
He has been. David, thank you. When they're ready with an IV, you know Jordan's condition, Mike, has got to be serious.
For sure. You have to wonder how long MJ will last tonight. I'm not sure how many minutes he'll have in him.
But they're going to need him.
Make some noise and get out of your seat for your Utah Jazz dancers.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter.
And with Jordan under the weather, you have to think it'll affect his defense the most. He just doesn't have the energy to go full speed at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you know, Mike, I agree with you. That's what it seems like to me. He'll have to conserve that energy and pick his spots. And as much as the Bulls need his scoring, I think he'll have to go all out at the offensive end.
Stockton outside. Right side, Russell. To stop the drought. He dishes it to Malone. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
So far, Malone has been met with fierce opposition from the Bulls. And I think it's really affected his game.
Jordan's shot is off.
Defense got all kinds of fortunate right there. Usually he takes full advantage of that situation.
I'm sure he'll take another shot at it if they keep giving him openings.
Now, here is Russell. Tipped away. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Rodman's got the ball. Outside, Jordan. From downtown, buries it from three-point range. Jordan's got 18 points in the game.
From the opening whistle, their tempo has been the tempo of the game.
Not just on offense, but on D as well. They've completely set the tone for this game.
Ostertag against Longley. Inside. Ostertag gets the bucket.
Boy, nice dish that time by Hornacek. Doing a good job finding his open teammate. And I would think the end of game 4 still has to be kind of floating around in the heads of the Bulls players. They were up 4 with a minute and a half left. Up 4, 90 seconds to go, and could not close the deal.
Yeah, Utah scored the last 9 points in the game. You know Michael Jordan and company doesn't want to let that happen again.
I can't see it happening again either, Coach.
And here's Russell following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Hornacek outside. Clock at 6. Driving the lane. They double him with Jordan. Hornacek kicks to Russell. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And it's Pippen in the corner. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Connects from three-point range. Jordan's got 24.
Training threes left and right, making it rain from behind the arc.
Nothing the D is doing has worked, which is why they are going to continue gunning from outside the arc.
Now, here's Stockton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Fires for 3. That one, no good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Left side, Jordan. Outside, Pippen. Back to Jordan. Drills the three-pointer. 27 points for him.
He's letting it fly from downtown, and you can see the confidence is obvious when he shoots the 3-ball, and that's part of what makes him such an outstanding shooter.
Yeah, no question. And I don't understand why the defense hasn't adjusted and tried to chase him off the line. And one thing the Bulls need to do tonight is a better job at the free throw line. They only got to the line 12 times in Game 4, and they missed 7 of those 12 shots.
And you know, Coach, that was a huge difference in the ball game. A close game like that, missing that many free throws, that's a problem. The Jazz did play aggressive D, but they didn't really pay for that aggressive defense. I expect we'll see more of the same tonight.
Jordan. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
About as competitive a guy as I've seen, Jordan, finishing through the whistle.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Chicago also making some changes. Wennington is checked in for Longley. Kukoc comes in for Pippen. And Kerr is subbed in for Harper. Here's Isley. Down low. Here's Morris. Good.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Kerr outside. Three-pointer. Hits it from three-point range.
That's his game. Whenever Kerr gets a good look at a three, he doesn't pass it up.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And we'll be back with you shortly. And we're back for the start of the second quarter. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Bull star Michael Jordan still in distress with flu-like symptoms. And it's the Bulls with the ball.
And I'll say, I don't think you could get a louder crowd than we have at Utah here tonight.
So with Malone sitting on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Foster is out there with Antoine Carr. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Morris. And it's Isley in at the one spot. Isley the pass to Anderson. Now Foster. Pass to Carr. Here's Isley. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Rodman's got his 4th rebound in this one. You're right about these fans. The Jazz crowd is sensing what an opportunity this could be.
Kevin, they sure are. It's an intense place to play. There's no denying that. And with a chance to take a 3-2 lead in the series, these fans have it turned up full throat.
Yeah, top volume. They are wow.
Yep.
And the Jazz with possession here, following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Morris passes to Isley. Lets it go from 11. Buries the jump shot. Isley's got his first basket.
And when you're guarding him, you've got to fight over the top.
Lock and trail around the screen and deny the perimeter shot.
You know, Mike, it's amazing to see the performance Jordan is putting on here. Clearly not at full strength, but still getting it done.
That's the kind of competitor he is. Remember, this is the NBA Finals. If MJ had a play on a broken leg, he'd probably still be out there.
You're probably right. And here's Carr, following the three-pointer by Michael Jordan. Carr, no good.
Showing great intensity around the rim there. It's part of why he's such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling. Taking the flu into consideration, Jordan has been tremendous so far in this one.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. Both teams deciding to change it up.
You know, the separator with Jordan from other guys is his drive. That's obvious in my mind. He wants to win more than most anybody else out there on the floor.
And stolen by Jordan. Makes it off the glass.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan's got 41.
They can't miss on an absolute tear.
This is a thing of beauty. Perfect offensive basketball.
Pippen against Russell. Pass to Malone. To the paint. Here's Hornacek. Will it go? And the layup is up and in. Hey, Clark, the Bulls doing a good job on Stockton so far.
Well, they know in order to muck up the Utah offense, you've got to start with the head of the snake, John Stockton. Get him out of rhythm. They learned that the hard way in games 3 and 4. They're determined not to let him beat them again.
Yep, they're stifling him.
Well, Pippen has an excellent sense for how the play is unfolding and doesn't have much trouble finding those open shooters.
Stockton passes to Ostertag and stolen by Longley. And Mike, in the battle between Michael Jordan and Karl Malone, two of the greats ever, Jordan has dominated so far.
Each team leans on those guys for the bulk of their scoring. And tonight, Jordan's taking the mailman to school.
A nice shot by Jordan.
And once Jordan gets rolling, you're done. Because he's relentless in how he continues to attack.
Coach, they're ice cold on the offensive end.
Well, something has to change.
Take a look at the levitation. Just hanging, suspended in the air.
Gosh, it's fun to watch, and that's how he's able to slam it down with such ease.
He makes it look easy, but trust me, it's not that easy.
Jordan, the pass to Pippen. Longley against Ostertag. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Jordan outside. Offensive rebound. Here's Caffey. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Well, Caffey knows this is his job, finishing what another guy started and getting the bucket.
No way can you overstate how important this game is. I mean, the Bulls have only trailed in the finals once throughout the Jordan era. You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
It's Pippen on the wing. Hornacek covering. Pippen, the pass to Caffey. For 3, Kerr hands it from downtown. Kerr's got 9 points in the quarter. And Mike, if the Jazz pull this game out, the Bulls will be under pressure they're not used to.
True, but this is a tough team to rattle. Even if they do go down 3-2, I don't think they'll be easy to put away.
I would agree with you. Stockton finds Malone. Stockton's shot is off.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Here's Jordan, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jordan's got 46 points.
Using his tremendous strength and body control, Jordan shrugs off the contact and gets the shot to fall.
Hornacek outside. Up top, Malone. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
And that's a strong defensive effort to force the miss, especially against someone of his caliber.
And here's Jordan outside, and the Bulls another 3.
Accurate from deep, Jordan's a guy you have to track beyond the arc. And it's hard to imagine a player performing as well as Jordan under such tough circumstances.
Here's Russell. To the middle, here's Malone. Drops in the layup for 2. Malone's got his second basket.
Few guys better inside than Karl Malone.
Well, if we've learned one thing, Clark, over the years, it's that Michael Jordan can rise to any occasion.
That's exactly right. And it's impossible for me to explain the kind of energy it takes to do what Michael Jordan's doing. And to do it when you're sick like he is, it seems virtually impossible. But I do know this, Kevin. There are many times when players have not felt their best and yet played their best. I think psychologically and subconsciously, you rise to another level of concentration, which helps you.
I know you and I are glued to this one.
Yeah, they've won the rebounding battle, and it's translated to the score.
And it says a lot about the hustle and work ethic of this team, still competing for every miss.
Now, here's Jordan. Non-stop scoring machine here. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So for the Bulls. Weddington, he's checked in for Longley. Rodman comes in for Caffey. And it's Brown in for Kerr. Jordan against Anderson. Pass to Isley. Morris looking over the floor. Kicks it to Foster. Here's Isley. Takes the 3. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far. Jordan up top. 35 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Good work from Jordan with that sweet jumper, making the defense look so helpless.
Here's Isley. 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Foster. Another shot. Rodman grabs the miss. Outside, Jordan. There's the pass to Wennington. Over Isley. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Wennington's got his first 2 points. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Bulls out front, just dominating this one. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge. We're ready for the second half here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. And so here is Chicago. On defense, the Bulls' biggest goal tonight, Clark, was keeping Stockton in check. And so far, they've been able to do just that.
Well, it's clear Stockton is the hub of the wheel, Kevin. We all know that. And the Bulls doing a really good job to limit his penetration, clogging up the passing lanes, and really make everything uncomfortable for Stockton.
They are. So starting the second half, here's who Phil Jackson has on the floor. Harper's out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Longley. Then it's Dennis Rodman. And it's Pippen in at the 3 spot. The shot's good from Hornacek.
Even amongst the trees inside, Hornacek still able to find his shot.
And I believe David talked to Jerry Sloan about Jordan's condition. DA, what'd he say?
Yeah, Kevin, I talked with Coach Sloan as he came out for the third quarter, and he wasn't interested in talking about Jordan's condition at all. He said, I don't care how he's feeling physically. All I know is mentally, he's as intense as I've ever seen him. And he stressed to his players, we have to match Jordan's intensity ourselves if we want to win this game. Guys, back to you.
David, thanks. Mike, sounds like Jordan has the Jazz worried, even in his current physical state.
They should be. Even when Jordan's body is not right, he's never going to lose intensity or his will to win. Jerry Sloan knows that.
He sure does. He's a smart guy, isn't he?
He is.
4 on the shot clock. Longley. And he uses the glass on the layup. Longley's got his first 2 points of the night.
Taking contact well on the way up. Longley using his strength to power the shot in.
How about this Utah crowd? They get extremely loud. Remember back in Game 4, Phil Jackson had to wear earplugs.
And 3 from Jordan. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
No such thing as running up the score at this level.
Now, here is Russell. Stockton outside. Hornacek against Jordan. And the rejection by Pippen.
Pippen putting in the work to get there for the denial. That was really a nice hustle play.
That drops, and it comes off the assist from Rodman. Rodman's got 3 assists tonight. And Mike, talking about the atmosphere in here right now, it couldn't get any louder.
Well, it's the last game of the year in Salt Lake, and maybe the biggest game in Jazz history. These fans are going to do their part for sure.
Yeah, they're going crazy. Now, here's Harper. Basket counts. Harper's got his second bucket tonight.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
And building on this lead. They're playing a pretty complete game.
Stockton draws the double. Pass to Russell. Back to Hornacek. In the corner, it's Stockton. They grab their own miss. And then Malone with the dunk. And I think the question marks about Michael Jordan's health, Coach, have been answered by now.
From everything we're hearing, what he's doing is amazing. This is a guy who might need an IV. And still, he's out there tearing the Jazz up.
Unbelievable. Second chance shot. Longley with the bucket. Longley's got 4 this quarter.
Over 7 feet tall, Longley is a load on the glass.
Stockton kicks to Russell. Pass to Hornacek. And there's the call on Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
That's his first foul. So for the Bulls. Caffey, he's checked in for Longley. Kukoc comes in for Dennis Rodman. And Kerr subbed in for Ron Harper. Outside, Russell.
Steve Kerr.
Kicks it out to Hornacek. All sorts of time. No good on that one. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Here's Kerr. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
His first personal foul.
I think the defense almost stops Kerr,
Shooting
but he commits to the selection and fights to get his finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. So it's the Jazz now. Stockton passes to Hornacek. Stockton dishes to Malone. Back to Stockton. Over Kerr. Another miss by Utah.
You know, you got a feel for him. He just cannot seem to buy a bucket here.
Yeah, but he has to stop shooting. He's really hurting his team.
Kukoc for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
How about the shot selection of Tony Kukoc, a threat to sink the three ball? You got to chase him off of that line.
And it's slammed in by Malone.
He's doing everything he can to carry this team. But even his impressive numbers can't do it alone. Others need to get involved.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Kukoc just got 6 points.
Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
Tough to guard a whole team from beyond the arc. They've got it going.
Back to Stockton. Passes it to Russell. Nice ball movement by Utah. 5 on the clock. From deep, Malone. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Malone. Wennington, he's checked in for Caffey.
On the court.
We thought this game could come down to who does more, Coach, Jordan or Malone.
And it's been a one-sided fight. Jordan's been the bigger presence by far. MJ may be sick, but he isn't going to let that stop him.
Jordan.
And this is Jordan to a T, an active scorer who's ready to fire off the catch.
Trying to find a way out of this rut, Mike.
Yeah, looking to regain some momentum offensively.
Isley the pass to Carr. Fade away. Chicago grabs the miss.
And the D got super lucky he didn't drain that one.
Kicks to Jordan. Here's Kerr, and it's Chicago scoring again.
For an accurate and smooth shooter like Steve Kerr, the mid-range jumper, no problem.
Chicago foul. Steve Kerr.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep you in front.
.143 left in the third quarter. Here's Isley. Anderson outside. The pass to Morris. Here's Isley, defended by Kerr. Just 5 to shoot. The kick out to Anderson. Another miss by Utah. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. The 15-footer. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Pippen. Pippen's got 5 assists tonight.
I think Jordan could do this all day long. I mean, the mid-range area is a very comfortable area for him.
Now, here is Morris. Pass to Carr. And there's the feed to Morris to end the drought. And there's the play by Anderson inside.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. He kicks it to Kerr. Puts up a 3. Pippen, the pass to Kerr. Tries again. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Kerr's got 7 now in this quarter.
Hey, Kerr not playing a complimentary secondary role tonight. His offense has been front and center. Marquee for him.
And here are the Bulls now. Jordan passes to Wennington. From outside the arc, and Michael Jordan with the three.
And that's on the defense. Have to know MJ's angling to shoot corner threes when given airspace.
Here's Isley, defended by Kerr. On the wing, Morris. Three-pointer. That one doesn't drop. Michael Jordan getting it done for the Bulls. And it was from three-point range where he did the most damage. He knocked down 3 in that quarter. Right back after this break. Welcome back for the fourth quarter of this pivotal Game 5. With Clark Kellogg, Mike Fratello, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Michael Jordan still toughing it out despite his illness. And Utah has possession.
And a great bounce-back game for Jordan after a shaky performance in Game 4.
So is Stockton on the bench. Here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Morris is out there with Antoine Carr. Then it's Isley. Then there's Anderson. And it's Keith in at the 5, roaming the paint.
First team foul.
Utah with the ball. Here's Isley. Shot clock at 6. And the dunk by Carr.
And being that Carr is 6'9", he's capable of throwing it down, especially when the defense is playing him like this.
And it's stunning, Clark, to think that Jordan could have this kind of game in his condition.
You know, he's shown us in the past how he can rise to any occasion. But he missed 16 shots in Game 4. To see him tough it out and actually raise his game, remarkable.
It is remarkable in every way. Swiped it away. Fast break, Chicago. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And here's Kerr for 3. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist. Kerr's got 10 points in just the second half. Morris outside. Pass to Keith. Kicks it to Anderson. Passes it to Isley. 6 to shoot. No good from outside. Isley's gotten just 1 of 6 shots to fall here. Jordan high post. Working on Anderson. From about 19 feet. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Kerr's got 5 points in the quarter. And Utah has possession. And there's the pass to Morris. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Here's Isley, defended by Kerr. Shot to stop the run, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You know, it's just incredible, isn't it? For all the bad news, Mike, we've heard about Jordan's condition. He is still in complete command of this game.
MJ is such a motivated player. As strange as it sounds, maybe this flu gave him some inspiration because we're seeing him at his best.
And you know, because you've called all of his biggest games. Brown, he's checked in for Kerr. Now, here is Jordan. Pass to Caffey. Back to Jordan. Pass to Bushler. From past the arc. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist. Jordan's got assist number 5 here tonight.
How about the damage they've done from deep? Sniping away with great confidence.
They're certainly taking threes in bunches. Can't blame them given the results they're seeing right now.
Here's Isley. Chicago grabs the miss. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Anderson passes to Isley. Morris outside. Back to Anderson. And Brown over to help. Morris inside. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup.
That kind of energy and hustle on the glass usually produces good results.
Here's Jordan. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Personal foul.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Howard's checked in for Morris. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Isley. The pass to Keefe. Over Brown. Keefe missing. And so Jordan will bring it up for the Bulls. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
What a power surge by these guys. They can't miss.
Literally, what a stretch.
Isley, the pass to Anderson. To the wing on the left. Here's Isley. He's covered by Brown. Pass to Carr. And he banks in the layup. Carr's got 4 this quarter.
Despite the contact, Carr still finishes. What a focused man.
Jordan, the pass to Bushler. Back to Jordan. From outside, off the mark.
That might as well be a layup if you give him that much space.
You have to do a better job of taking away space from him, especially when he's lining up at a 3. The coaches love seeing shots from there, at the rim.
Brown feeling out a bit. Pass to Wennington. Brown outside. To the inside. Caffey the pass to Jordan. Over Anderson. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Not a big part of Caffey's game, but he's smart to move the ball to a ready shooter.
Passes it to Keefe. Inside. Carr. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
This is what a floor general looks like. The vision and the pinpoint pass.
Now the Bulls with it. Now the pass to Wennington. To the middle. Here's Brown. Lays it up and banks it in. Brown's got his first points of the night.
That hoop right there from Brown takes physical and mental strength.
Here's Isley. Some solid defense from Brown. And Chicago has possession. Outside Jordan. Fires from deep. Buries the long-range jumper.
A really good example of just simply executing their game plan, and as a result, they're out big.
And sometimes it can be challenging to maintain a big lead, but they've done a great job doing exactly this. Nothing like setting someone up. Feels better than making a shot. To me, at least.
Anderson against Jordan. Clock at 4. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Foster's checked in for the Jazz. Robert Parrish is checked in for Chicago. .135 left in the fourth quarter. Down low, changes up, and it's laid up and in by Anderson.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Here's Jordan, and it's Jordan with the jam.
Outstanding finishing there by Jordan. Terrific at getting inside and powering the flush down.
Anderson against Jordan. Here's Isley. And it's off from three-point range. Jordan against Foster. Jordan kicks to Brown. There's the dish to Parrish. 5 to shoot. And here's Jordan outside. hits the three-point bomb.
Jordan.
And with this last run, they have shut the door on any chance of a comeback.
Shut the door, turned off the lights, and locked it up. Fantastic run for them to end the game.
Pass to Anderson. To the paint. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Good read from Forster, sensing one of his guys is open and whipping the pass to him.
Jordan looking it over. Pass to Caffey. Back to Jordan. And the Bulls, another three.
And he has been dialed in since the tip with his shot. Great output from him so far.
Here's Isley. They get a hand on it. Passes it to Keefe. There's the three. Nailed from three-point land.
Little back and forth, tay-to-tay on the perimeter. Both teams showing off their range.
Just another reminder of how excellent the shooting has become in this league.
And now, Mike, the Bulls just one win away from their second straight NBA title.
You have to think this series is theirs for the taking. I don't think Utah can go into Chicago and win 2 straight.
It'll be a tough task, Clark, to say the least.
Assuming Michael Jordan is back at full strength, Kevin, it very well could be an impossible task.
Well said. So for Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, and our entire 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching this 2K Sports Presentation.